China's parade of lies, exposing Xi, Putin, and Kim's hidden agenda. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're breaking down what I believe is one of the most dangerous propaganda spectacles we've seen in years. China's massive military parade in Beijing, attended by none other than Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Now, the mainstream media will tell you this was about commemorating the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. That's the surface level story. But if you look deeper, this wasn't about honoring the past. It was about threatening the future. This was a parade of lies, a stage-managed theater designed to make China look unstoppable, Russia look legitimate, North Korea look relevant, and to quietly rope India into their axis. And tonight, we're going to dismantle it all, lie by lie, point by point. Segment 1, Xi's Great Rejuvenation speech. Xi declaring China's rejuvenate stoppable. Xi Jinping says China's Great Rejuvenation is unstoppable. Let's call that what it is, a sales pitch for global dominance. Behind the scenes, what he's really saying is this: China will not stop until it controls Taiwan, the South China Sea, and eventually dictates terms to the global economy. The parade wasn't just about hardware, it was a message. Hypersonic missiles, nuclear-capable systems, cyber units, AI-enabled drones, all carefully rolled out to make the West second-guess defending Taiwan. Here's the hidden truth. The debut of the DF-61 missile, never before seen, wasn't just a show of force, it was a deliberate psychological weapon. They're telling Washington and Tokyo, we have capabilities you don't even know about. That's classic Communist Party strategy. Exaggerate strength, conceal weakness. Segment 2, Putin's role. Now let's talk about Putin. Why was he there? Because Russia's economy is crumbling under sanctions. His war in Ukraine has stalled, and he needs China as a lifeline. But instead of looking like a desperate man begging for help, this stagecraft flips the script. It makes him look like Xi's equal, standing tall on the world stage. That's the lie. Behind closed doors, Putin is bartering away Russia's future. China is buying his oil at discounted prices, locking Moscow into long-term dependence, and in return, Putin is transferring military tech, submarine propulsion, missile defense systems, maybe even nuclear know-how. So when you see Putin smiling at that parade, don't be fooled. That's not strength. That's survival mode disguised as partnership. Segment 3, Kim Jong-un's presence. Kim Jong-un at the parade completes the picture. North Korea, the junior partner, the errand boy. He's already sent 15,000 troops and artillery shells to Russia's war in Ukraine, and in exchange he's demanding nuclear and missile tech upgrades from Moscow. So when Xi calls Kim a good neighbor and comrade, remember this, that's code for we'll use you as a pawn. Here's the dirty secret. Russia and China don't trust North Korea. They tolerate him because he's useful, a thorn in America's side, a destabilizer in Asia. But make no mistake, to Beijing, Kim is expendable. Segment 4, the India factor. This is where the parade's shadow politics get interesting. India. Trump blasted India for buying Russian oil and playing both sides. And he's right. New Delhi is trying to sit on the fence, benefiting from cheap Russian energy while staying in US security groups like the Quad. But here's the hidden play. Xi and Putin want to pull India further into their orbit, using BRICS as the bait. They're selling the idea of a multipolar world where India won't have to play second fiddle to Washington. If they succeed, that's a geopolitical earthquake. India's population, economy, and military make it the swing state of the 21st century. Whoever India leans toward, the US or China-Russia, will tip the balance of global power. That's why you saw Xi and Putin cozying up at the parade. Segment 5, lies about peace. Xi saying China will always be a force for peace. Let me expose the biggest lie of the entire event. Xi Jinping claiming China is a force for peace. Tell that to the Uyghurs in Xinjiang. Tell that to the democracy activists in Hong Kong. Tell that to the fishermen in the Philippines harassed in the South China Sea. Tell that to the people of Taiwan living under constant invasion threats. Peace? No. This is about intimidation. China calls it peaceful rise, but what they mean is peace if you submit. Segment 6, the secret strategic plan, deep dive. Now let's connect the dots. What's the real reason behind this parade, this gathering of Xi, Putin, and Kim? 1, economic lifeline. China props up Russia with oil deals, Russia props up North Korea with tech, and North Korea props up Russia with troops. It's a sanctions evasion triangle. 2. Military cooperation. Expect joint exercises, nuclear bombers, submarines, cyber units. The parade was the teaser trailer. The real action is behind the scenes. 3. New World Order. Xi wants to replace US-led institutions with BRICS banks, yuan trade, and alternative tech standards. Putin and Kim play along because it weakens Washington. 4. Psychological warfare. The biggest weapon wasn't the DF-61 missile. It was the image of 3 dictators standing together, daring the West to challenge them. That's the real story. And the sad truth? The mainstream press won't tell you this, but we will. You see headlines about China's parade celebrating history, don't buy it. This wasn't about the past. It was a rehearsal for the future. Xi, Putin, and Kim aren't just showing off weapons. They're aligning their empires. They're lying to their people, lying to the world, and using propaganda to mask desperation as strength. But here's the truth. Dictators always look strongest right before they start to crack. And if we stay awake, stay alert, and expose their lies, the world will see through the theater. Because this wasn't a celebration of peace. It was a warning of the storm ahead.